Some people are morning people. I happen to be one. My dog, definitely a morning puppy. This is Lois Lane. We call her Laney. If you haven't met her yet, yeah, we do have a puppy. We showed her in a couple videos. I want to apologize for the lack of interesting videos recently. Well, I still think they're interesting, but we've been so inundated with work, everything ready for back to school. I've been going through a lot of changes at work. It's been, let's just say, stressful. But this morning is joyous. The reason being, we're heading back to Disneyland. I just booked our trip this morning. And this one actually has a couple of high points, if you will. One, we're going there to celebrate my 40th birthday. I know what you're thinking. You're an adult. You're going to celebrate your 40th birthday at Disneyland. You're god dang right we are. The other part is, the day that I was going to go book this trip, my son's school put out a thing saying, oh, hey, we've partnered with Getaway Today, and if you book it through this link, you're going to help support our school. Well, truth be told, we booked through Getaway Today for most of our trips. And there's a reason for that, and we'll discuss it a little bit in this video. But for all intents and purposes, hey, we're going back to Disney. I know a lot of you are thinking, why do you guys go to Disneyland so much? Truth be told, we have no other reason than we just really like it. The memories we made as a family, the enjoyment we have there. My wife has been a Disney person long before I met her. I've always enjoyed my trips to Disneyland in my youth, but now I've gotten older. I've come to appreciate so much more about it, the history behind it. You know, as corny as it is, as when you walk in, all your adult problems wait at the door. And I know that Disney adults can be a lot, you know, being that I'm sort of one of them. I just really come to appreciate the joy that we have when we go, and we're not going to have these opportunities forever, because at some point our kids are going to get tired of going. And it's just a reality. Why do we book through Getaway Today? Like, we are Magic Key members, Magic Key holders. Why can't we just book through the Disney website? Well, we can. But I do love the fact that Getaway Today allows you to do everything so just one click and you're pretty much done with your vacation planning. I literally planned and did everything in about 20 minutes the other night. My issue is, what hotel do you want to stay at? There's so many options on there. And bear in mind, too, this is not sponsored or affiliated with Getaway Today at all, although I'd like it to be. Call me. But the reality is, it's just so really simple and easy. I'm a Marriott member. We love to stay at Marriott hotels, and there's plenty of options around Disney. And I noticed the rates I would have paid using my Marriott, like direct points and everything else, is the same I was going to pay with Getaway Today. But with Getaway Today, I also get the tickets at the same time. I mean, heck, this video is the next day. I booked everything yesterday. I've already had the tickets and put them into my account for the kids. We do want to get the kids season passes, and this is going to be my first gripe with the way the new system works. Our last trip, we checked the day before. Hey, great, the kids are eligible to use our passes to upgrade them to to keyhold, to Magic Keys. When I went to go do it the next day on our last day of the trip, because if you do it in the middle of your trip, you lose those reservations and you have to hope that there's still reservations available if you were to upgrade right away. So I was all right, we'll wait till the last day. Once we're in the park, we'll upgrade the passes. They closed the passes again the next day. That is the second time where we've gone to buy the passes for them on the last day, and they closed out all the passes. There should be an option like, hey, you're already in the park, go to Town Hall, and we'll see what we can do. Just my opinion. That being said, the kids aren't annual pass holders yet, because we weren't sure if it was going to be worth it. But with us, like, okay, we'll take a risk with ours, and we've just kept it now for 3 years. We love being an annual pass holder. The discounts are great since we travel there so much, but it's also the most first world thinking process possible. Like, oh, we'll buy these tickets now. If we go at least twice, the tickets pay for themselves, and we get discounts on the things we're purchasing there. Again, total first world thought process mentality. But why did we go to Disney for my 40th? Well, we talked about doing other things in other places, but this is, as corny as it sounds again, it's our happy place. We go there, all of our problems stay at the gates. We go, we enjoy ourselves. Like, you literally cannot do everything at Disney in 4 days, 5 days. If you want to do everything, you're there for like weeks, which obviously we're not. But when we go, there's a new adventure every time we go. And it hasn't got old to us yet, but I'm sure it will one day. Probably not. Well, the point of this video is not necessarily just for me to talk about why we like to go to Disney, which we do, but also to be kind of a retrospective and talk to you about how I go about booking our trips. Because we are out-of-state residents. We live in Arizona. We're about 400-ish miles away from Disneyland. I always joke around that Disneyland is just down the road, because technically our car never leaves the pavement and we go there. It is just down the road. So the first step is, do we fly or do we drive? Well, we're close enough that we do drive. We do like the road trip. I mean, heck, we drove from here to Orlando, Florida for Disney World. So we do enjoy the drive, although my kids are getting older. My 7-year-old I hear now constantly from the back seat, I'm so bored. And when we do drive, it affords us the opportunity to stop and visit friends. My wife being originally from San Diego, She has friends out in San Diego and Long Beach, and one of my best friends lives in San Diego. So we always stop at the halfway point, usually in Yuma, Arizona, and then we go the next half day and maybe have breakfast or lunch with them before heading up to Anaheim. So yeah, we're a driving family. So first thing is you got to plan how you're going to get there. So from the Midwest, East Coast, wherever, sometimes it just makes more sense to drive or fly, because if you're driving, half of your trip is the journey, which people always say the journey is the best part. I just want to get to my destination, personal opinion. The next part, and to me probably the most important, is picking what time you want to go. I'm not talking about the time of day. I'm talking about the month and the part of the week you're going. So personally, there's a couple times that I think are ideal to go. Only problem is if you have kids in school, it makes things a little bit more difficult. For example, the most ideal time for me to go in the past, we've had the most success with, this was actually recommended to me by a former Disney trip planner. I don't know what their official title was, but essentially they plan people's Disney trips for them. And she told me that every day in the park is magical, but if I was planning my trip, it's actually the week of Labor Day, believe it or not. Not on Labor Day itself, but the day after. So if you arrive in Anaheim on Labor Day and get your hotel, get, situated and everything, those next 3 days after Labor Day, in our experience, have been the slowest times in the park because everybody's going home after the 3-day weekend, school's in session. There was one trip we went when their literally longest wait time we had was like 15 minutes for Space Mountain. So to me, that's the ideal time. But in September, a week after Labor Day, the next time is actually right around my birthday. So because of Oogie Boogie Bash, it is insanely busy up to and including Halloween. But those first few days after Halloween, when they're getting prepped for holiday times at Disney for Christmas, is amazingly reasonable as far as wait times and everything else. Cost is a little high because it is getting towards holiday time as far as hotels go. But those are the two most amazing weeks in my opinion. But that's not the perfect time for everyone. So if you look here, there's this website that I've used now for years called IsItPacked.com, and I found they are very, very accurate with the times, the busyness, and everything with the parks, but not only Disneyland, but places like Universal Studios and everything else as well. So I recommend this website. I'm not affiliated with them at all, but I've used it to great success in the past. And you can make it a little app, an icon on your phone too, so it's just part of my repertoire of Disney apps. And lastly, don't let the pressures of traveling get to you, or even the pressures of traveling with kids and all that. Disney is supposed to be a place of fun. It's supposed to be a place of release. It's supposed to be a place of joy. I can't tell you how many times I go there, and I've been 100% guilty of this, where I see people just belligerently angry with their kids or the situation, the long wait times. That's all part of the Disney world, if you will. Not Disney World, but Disney World. Never go there with an itinerary. That's just my personal opinion. We go there and we kind of just let things happen. Because we've gone in the past where we're like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And if things don't go to plan, you become extremely frustrated, and that spills over into everyone else's enjoyment and all the further enjoyment you're supposed to have at the park. Go there without an itinerary. I know Disney's doing stuff now with, the new Lightning Lane whatever. I'm not even sure if we're going to try that while we're there, but we'll see. In the past, it was a Genie and Genie Plus. Like, let us plan your trip. No, just if you want to ride the big ones like Soarin', that usually has a longer wait time, Guardians of the Galaxy, Cars, sometimes it's worth just those one-off lightning lanes, like for Rise of the Resistance. I went ahead and purchased those last time I went there because I wanted everyone to actually enjoy and experience it. I think it's the coolest, most original ride at Disneyland, personal opinion. But same thing with like Radiator Springs Racers. That was worth buying the Lightning Pass because it's a long wait. You're spending that much time in the park. Enjoy as much of the park as possible. Don't spend all the time in the line. There's so much more than just the rides. So don't be afraid to buy a Lightning Pass here or there, but I just never personally used or saw a purpose in like the Lightning Lane planners or Genie Plus planners. Don't go with an itinerary. You're just going to get yourself disappointed. Exception to that rule. If you get the opportunity to book some like dining experiences, plan part of the day around those dining experiences. Like for example, our last trip, I have always wanted to eat at the Lamplight Lounge, but something has always come up where we never could. Well, we said, we were having dinner like 3 hours after our reservation. I was like, no, we're going. And we planned part of our day around eating at Lamplight Lounge to have that experience. Make sure you book those 60 days out. If you're planning on going to Disneyland anytime soon, set a reminder on your calendar for 60 days prior, and that morning, I'm talking about 7 a.m., 6 a.m., jump up and see if you can make those reservations, because it's always easy to cancel them. It's not easy to get them. Hey guys, thanks for watching this little Disney how-to video, if you will. As out-of-state Disney goers, I feel a lot of this information is really helpful, really useful. I know there wasn't a lot here. This was kind of made just, hey, we're booking our trip. Let's say a few words. So thanks for watching and getting this far. Please like and subscribe because that helps out the channel here. And if you have more Disney tips, please comment down below. Ask me questions specifically and I'll try to work a video around them. Because I would like to do more Disney content because it is something that's near and dear to my heart. And we fit a niche that a lot of other people don't. And we don't live in California. We live California adjacent in Arizona. And we try to go to Disney as much as possible. And I know it's not the easiest thing in the world. So our tips and tricks are a lot different than those who go to Disney every single day or every single week. So yeah, like and comment down below and let us know what questions you might have. And that'll help guide us to what we can answer for you. Well, until next time, y'all, let's take a ride again soon. Bye-bye, everybody. Time to get ready for the day. Kids start back to school on Monday, and today is Friday.